Have you ever wondered if what you do in the morning actually makes a difference? Well, I'm going to talk about that today here on 5 Minute Mentoring. Well, hey, my friend, so glad that you're with me today here on 5 Minute Mentoring. You know, I used to wonder, does it really matter if you get up early or if you're a morning, quote unquote, morning person? But, more and more nowadays, there's really solid scientific research that the things that, Psalm 63 says, oh God, you're my God, early in the morning will I rise to meet you. This idea of getting up in the morning, we've got tons of research now that shows us that people are happier when they get up in the morning. They're at less risk for depression in their life, all sorts of health benefits. And so I want to talk today as you're thinking about getting started on a new foot this year about setting in a morning routine, because I've found in my life over the last, I would probably say 15 years, one of the big difference makers in my life has been my morning routine. There've been tons and tons of books written about morning routines. I would say, first of all, I don't think there's any magic pill for anybody, but I think there is something special that happens when you decide to choose to set the morning, at least a few minutes in the morning aside for you and the Lord to focus your heart, to focus your mind. The first thing I would say is that it gives Him the attention. It lets the Lord know, and it puts everybody in your life on notice. It puts you on notice that God is the most important, that His plan and purpose for your life is the thing that you're seeking, that you're taking time to focus in on hearing His voice. And so for me, that's looked like a bunch of different things over the years. I think if I put it all together in one mix, it looks primarily like time and focus. I'm going to take time to spend with the Lord, whether it's 20 minutes or whether it's an hour. I'm going to focus on hearing Him and being with Him, and I'm going to do that in a specific place. There's nothing like having a place that is the place that you connect with God. For me, that's been my study, and this one chair that I have in there that's by the window. I get up first thing in the morning, take Porter out, our little Cocker Spaniel. I go grab a cup of coffee. I sit in that chair, and usually I'll just take some time to just drink my coffee and just kind of breathe in the morning and just be like, okay, Lord, here I am. I want to begin to focus on you. I want to begin to draw my attention to His presence. I want to begin to draw my attention toward His plans and His purposes for me. And as I begin to do that, as I begin to focus in, typically what will happen is that I'll begin to either speak words of worship. Sometimes I'll use music in the middle of that, not all the time. But a lot of times after I begin to focus, I'll begin to ask. I'll start asking questions like, Lord, what is it that you have for me today? Or what about this situation? Or what should I do with this? Or God, what's your best, intention for me with this project or that? Or God, that idea that's been going around in my mind. Lord, what is it that you want me to do? And instead of just kind of moving on, which is what most people do when they pray, I take time to listen. And the way that I listen is not only listening just with your ears, but I'm also listening with my imagination. What does that mean? That means I take time to stop what I'm doing, close my eyes, open the ears of my heart, open the ears of my head, and open the eyes of my heart, that is this beautiful imagination, and I begin to just look for and sense, God, what is it that you're saying? Sometimes God will speak a word. Sometimes there'll be an impression. Sometimes there'll be an image that goes across my mind, or sometimes I'll begin to daydream. But as I begin to focus on the Lord, I'm inviting the Holy Spirit into the middle of that. And as you begin to spend time with Him in that, you'll kind of begin to get the rhythm of that for you. Sometimes that's 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes that's 30 minutes or an hour, depending on what the Lord is saying. But I always try to end that time with writing down what I feel like the Lord has said in that time. And try not to judge it. That is, try not to say, oh, this doesn't make sense or that doesn't make sense. Just write it down. Just begin to say, Lord, here's the things that I saw. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to be faithful to record the things that I feel like you showed me. And then after that, you can take time again to reflect. Sometimes I'll take time to reflect right then. Other times Other times in the morning, during the day, maybe even revisiting things that the Lord showed me days before. I'll just kind of let that marinate. But as I take time every day to do that in the morning with the Lord, inevitably, I find that I'm happier. I find that I've got a better disposition. I find that I'm more focused. I sense His presence in what I'm doing. I'm tuning myself in to the leadership of the Holy Spirit rather than just getting right out of the bed, jumping right into the world, right into the things of the day, and going halfway through my day thinking, oh God, what did I do? And where are you in the middle of this? And I'm in the middle of an emergency. Taking time, again, whether it's 10 minutes or whether it's 20 minutes or an hour or whatever, to get a time and get a place to focus and to ask, to listen, and then to write that down and to reflect with the Lord. It's a huge benefit for you in the morning, and it sets the course for everything that you're going to be doing during the day. Listen, I love you, my friend. This year has so much promise for you, and I pray that as you develop your morning routine, it's going to be a big blessing in your life. I know it will, because you'll be spending time with Jesus. I love you very much, and remember, until next time, you were created to thrive. All right, bye.